I can't find you. I find you doing that, and I can't find you. I can't connect with you. I can't find you. You're saying, Erica, Erica, Erica. There's nowhere in there that you're telling me something about yourself.
What can I tell you about myself that has to do with my wife's anger?
You could say something like, you know, I've had experience where people get mad at me, and I don't really understand why people are so mad at me. I need to understand something about the way I'm doing things that ends up with people being repeatedly mad at me.
I don't have a lot of issues with people being mad at me.
Okay.
It's not a common experience.
You told me that your ex-wife is not on speaking terms with you.
My ex-wife.
And you have a current wife, and there's plenty of love between the two of you, and she's mad at you. So there's something there that you might want to look at in yourself.
I don't really need a lot of insight in why Sean is the way Sean is. I understand myself very, very well.
So how can I be of help?
To you. She's asking to you, sir.
Okay. And for her to be a help to me, it would be for you to better understand your anger, why you're still so angry with me.
But I'm gonna stop you guys.
All right, so I really wanted to get that video off my chest because I'm currently going through like a situation where a lot of people are mad at me right now. You get what I'm trying to say? Like a lot of people are really, really, really mad at me. So much so that they don't want to talk to me no more, or whatever the case is. So I'm gonna break down. This is funny to me. All right, so I'm gonna break down what I did for these particular people to be mad at me, and I'm also gonna break down a lot in this video. So make sure you watch this one because this one's gonna have a lot of gold nuggets. So right now, my mom's mad at me. She don't want to talk to me. Right now, my BM is mad at me. She don't want to talk to me. We just gonna start with those two people that's mad at me right there. Right? We're gonna start with my BM. We're gonna talk about my mom. Right? So I understand the line of questioning that this lady was trying to get at. I get it. I understand what she's trying to dig deeper on. She's trying to get the guy to understand what he's doing to have women mad at him, and he's not coming to a conclusion. Now, if I was in this guy's position, you know what my conclusion would be? And this is the conclusion that I have with my BM, and this is the conclusion that I have with my mother. My conclusion is that women get really mad at you if they can't control you. That is my conclusion. Is it wrong? Is it right? I don't know. But a lot of guys don't understand that. So I can understand why he can't verbalize that, or he can't basically, what's that word called? He can't articulate that, because it's a lot of things that go on in my life. It's a lot of things that I see. It's a lot of things that happen that I'm not the best at articulating. But what I've noticed, and I know it's crazy, I know this is going to sound so crazy to so many people, but what I've noticed is women can get very mad at you if they can't control you. So what happened with my mom is mad because I don't want my BM back. And my mom really likes my BM a lot. They're like best friends. So the fact that my mom, the fact that I don't want my BM back and my mom wants me to want her back, and I tell my mom, can you stop talking about this? And she keeps bringing it up and saying, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about with you. I was like, all right, that's cool. I just don't want to talk about that with you. And because she can't control me to where she wants me to see the world and how she wants me to view the world and how she wants me to behave, she gets angry at me. My BM is angry because she wants me to act like a prototypical guy that she sees in the movies that's gonna just be monogamous to her and throw away all his girls and stuff like that. And because she can't control that aspect of me, she's angry. Now, what will she tell somebody else? She'll tell somebody else like, oh, he cheated, he was untrustworthy, he wasn't honest, he wasn't forthcoming, he wasn't all of these things. But I was very forthcoming. First of all, I don't know a human being alive that's gonna be 100% honest. Like, we live in such a crazy world, right? I'm gonna tell you how crazy this world is. I'm gonna tell you the stuff that I deal with, and I'm gonna tell you stuff that happens in my life. So, I actually had a conversation with a black minister for 3 hours out of the blue, because right now I'm in a space where a lot of women is dropping out of my life because I guess it's the new year, 2026, and they really locking in. They really locking down on like what they want, and if they don't get it, they rather be single, right? So it is what it is, or they just rather not be my life, including my mother. It is what it is. Now the guys, I don't have a lot of problem with guys in my life, but like my homeboys and my friends and stuff like that, like I don't really got issues with them. But the women, something happened in 2026 where they like, if we can't control these dudes, we being single. But that's besides the point. I had a talk with a pastor, a black pastor, and his words lined up with a minister, my bad. And his words lined up with my father. His words lined up with my stepfather. His words lined up with my mother. And you would think that you're sitting down and you're talking to a minister who used to be a drug dealer. He got shot 6 times. He used to be a rapper. He sold over 2 million records. He was being interviewed for Say Cheese TV. He's in his 50s and his sons are my age. You would think sitting down with this minister and being open with this guy, he was just in my apartment complex, and I just was telling him, like, man, I'm going through it with women right now. Like this is what's happening in my life, and you know what I mean? Just like this was going on. You know, he looked at me and told me, he said, man, he said, I've been in love with my wife for 35 years. He said, the things that y'all young fellas don't understand is y'all don't understand how to not get caught. I said, what? What? Is that's what this about? Is it about not getting caught? Is that like the game? So his words lined up with my father's words and my mother's words, and basically what they was saying is, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Go back to your baby mama and just do better not getting caught. That defeats the purpose, bro. Like what? Like, is this the world that we live in? Like, is this the world we live in? My real father told me the same thing. Hey, man, like, your baby mama, she a solid one. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe you just need to be single. No, my real father, his advice was a little bit more real. His advice was a little bit more raw and uncut. His advice was, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, I understand that you like on this truth journey and you want to tell people the truth and all this stuff like that. And if you feel like being single is something that you have to do, come fly to Jamaica and just kick it with me for a week. But his advice in the past was, man, you got to stop getting caught. What? Is this the world we live in? So the world that we live in is, men, is, okay, every man has an agreement to some extent. Not every man. It's a few of them that really do, have the discipline. Like, they actually have options and discipline. It's very few of them. Or, like, they actually have, like, drive or something like that, because it takes a certain skill set to even be able to get women. If you don't even have that skill set, it's kind of hard for me to talk to a guy that doesn't even have that skill set, because it's like, bro, like, you monogamous because, like, that's the easiest thing for you to be. Like, you not the type that's gonna go and talk to a girl that you like. You not gonna do that stuff. So it's like, that's a different category. I'm talking about guys who actually are capable and have options. When guys are capable and they have options, it is very difficult, because something with the testosterone, maybe it's a little bit of ego, maybe it's a little bit of pride. Maybe I'm open to all of that stuff, right? I'm open to a full psychological breakdown. If you guys is therapists and you want to write in my goddamn comments of what you think I am, I'm open to reading it. You feel me? Like, I don't have no goddamn I don't know what to say. Like, I don't have any anger towards somebody telling me who I am, or whatever they think, or whatever the case is. I don't have any hatred or nothing like that towards people that keep it real with me. You know what I mean? But just make sure it's coming from like a actual genuine pure place where you're trying to help, as opposed to you just trying to act like you know some shit and you don't know shit. So like, but what I'm trying to get across is, my mother said, your problem is you got too cocky, you getting caught, you need to be better at hiding your shit if you gonna do it. You know what I mean? As girls, we can't accept that. And that was kind of the census, even from a minister. I heard that, you know what I mean? Now, he said he doesn't do that now because he's in his 50s, but he said back in the day, he said the difference between him and his sons, he said his sons deal with the same problems. His sons, some of them have good women, some of them have bad women. They move around. He said, but their problem is they move around in the same goddamn state. See, he was an artist, so, you know, when he was on the road or when he was in New York, his wife didn't know what he was doing. You know what I mean? Or when he was in Atlanta or when he was in Ohio or whatever, California, doing these shows and stuff, his wife don't know what he's doing. His kids didn't know what he was doing. But he still has a happy family. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I understand women too. I understand that women don't want to accept that and will never accept that. But this is what I'm trying to say is, if you gotta lie about it or hide it, doesn't that defeat the fucking purpose? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, and I know no woman will accept it. I get it, bro. I understand that shit. So it's like, so what's the goddamn solution? Now, going back to this video ain't got nothing to do with that. We don't know why she's angry with him. But if I had to guess, it comes down to some form of control or making her believe that she has control. Does that make sense? Usually, when women get mad at men, it's because they can't control that man. This is the stuff that I'm trying to tell you. Like, even me verbalizing it, even if I told a woman, I'd be like, hey, the reason you're mad at me is because you can't control me. Even if you told her that, because it's logical, it still won't register in her brain. It's too logical for it to register in most women's brains. Like, you can even tell them, like, I even told my BM that. I'd be like, hey, like, the reason you upset because you can't control me. You knew who I was when you met me. You tried to change me. Control, right? When girls say, I tried to change him, this is control, right? But guess who gets blamed for being controlling? The man. But here's the thing. The man should be controlling. Like, you understand? Like, the man should be the controlling one. He should be the one to say, hey, you come on my program. But that's when women get mad. And it's crazy. A woman can adore you and still be mad that you control her. I've seen situations where Blueface, the artist, rapper, he had Krishan obsessed with him. And he told her, man, you need to get on my program. And she was bucking back on that. And he's the one who even brought her up, got her money, got her fame, got her a house to stay in, did all of this stuff for her. He said, man, when I found you, you was nobody. You was begging to be with me. And you can't even get on my program? That's the world we live in today. This is the world we live in today. And it's so crazy. Not only is his wife mad at him, talking about the video that I just watched, the therapist is mad at him because she can't control him. She can't get him to do what she want him to do. She want him to find some fault what he did wrong instead of blaming his wife for being angry at him all the time. And she's like, well, if everybody's angry at you, he said, not everybody's angry at me. Not everybody's angry at me. It's just her. She's like, well, maybe your ex-wife too. It's just the women then. It's just the women. The women are angry at me. But do you know why the women are angry? Because if a woman can't control you, she gets emotionally frustrated. I don't even know why women want control over men. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be that way. The men should be controlling the women, but they taken so much away from the modern day man that basically whoever is at the top basically gave all of the perceived power to the women. Now we have a bunch of grown men walking on eggshells. My stepfather told me this too. My stepfather said, bro, you got to stop getting caught. Every time when we was talking about my BM, hey, bro, you got to stop getting caught. And to me, I don't know why that didn't sit right with me. I don't know why. It's just like, bruh, like, is this about not getting caught, or is this about me being just like every other man? And in order for me to fix the issue, I have to be honest with it. If there is an issue to be fixed, or what if there isn't an issue? What if this is just how every man is wired biologically? Like, what something's going on here? And another thing too, on another video I'm finna show you, not only are men biologically wired this way, it's women who are biologically wired to choose these type of men. I'm gonna show you a video that's so mind-blowing tomorrow, where a guy was able to impregnate like 7 different women. 7 different women, and they went to TikTok all complaining about the same guy. But the guy who was breaking it down, a white gentleman was breaking it down. He was like, you know, the bigger story at play is, how was this guy able to impregnate all of these women? Maybe it has something to do with the type of guy that a woman chooses. Because there's a lot of guys who would pay to be in a monogamous relationship with a girl that truly adores them and is obsessed with them. They will pay the majority of the money out of their bank account. This is why these guys don't sign prenups. Because it is worth that financially for them to be able to have a partner. These guys exist. I know this. I talk to guys every single day. These guys exist. They truly want monogamy. But there's something about a girl that doesn't want the guy that wants monogamy. She wants the guy that doesn't want monogamy. She wants to change him. What does that mean? So I ask these questions because I truly want to know the answer. I'm truly on I made this channel, I did everything, I did all that. I'm truly on that path to try to find that answer. And there were some people jumping in my lives, or whatever the case is, and they were saying things like, man, I didn't know these live Q&As get so raw and real and uncut. Like, you know what I mean? Like some people, they kind of get like a little bit like thrown off with how raw and real the live Q&As in the CLG community can get. And they will express that, and it'll get back to me, and it's like, man, I met some bad people, but I have never seen people talk this bad about women ever in my life until I went into one of those live Q&As. You have to understand, the reason for the live Q&A is to give men a safe place to be masculine, to be as masculine as they possibly can, as unapologetic as they possibly can, and this is the only safe place where they can get their voice out and be heard. Because the whole entire society is trying to compress anything that a man says. And to be honest, these live Q&As where these guys are vocalizing, it might not sound the best. It might not be the most politically correct. And guess what? I'm not going to make the live Q&As politically correct, because if they can't have a safe place where they can vocalize and be their true masculine selves, where else can they go? Who else can they talk to? Even around your therapist, you got to be politically correct, because you might hurt her feelings or his feelings. You get what I'm trying to say? And then with the therapist, every time you pay them, every time you see them, it's $125 an hour. Every time. Every time you see them, you got to pay $125 an hour. You get what I'm trying to say? So if I can't create a space where men can actually vocalize and be themselves, which actually makes the world a safer place, because if men can vocalize the things that they deal with, especially from the opposite sex or whatever they're dealing with in their life, because they were able to vocalize it and say it, it stops them from holding it in and doing what they're really good at, doing something physical in the physical world, where lives can be lost and people can get hurt. See, you gotta understand, I study school shooters. I've read the documentaries and the psychology, the whatever the word. I can't even articulate this stuff. Like, but I know what I'm trying to say. I've read the psychological breakdowns of these shooters. I've read their manifestos and their diaries and stuff like that. And the way I look at it is, if I could have got to this guy and been able to allow this guy to have a safe place to be a man and talk and get this stuff off his chest, it would be several innocent people not dead right now. It will be schools of innocent people probably not dead if I was able to get to that guy, hopefully. At least that's what I believe. Get it off your chest, dog. Ain't no judgment here. Get it off your chest. Why do you hate everybody? Why do you hate people? Like say it. Get it off your chest. People have did you wrong. You feel like you've had to accept it. You feel like nobody listens to you. Nobody cares about you. You want to kill yourself, but before you do that, you want to kill everybody that made you feel less than. Get it off your chest. This is a safe place to do that. So if I can save one guy's life at a time, which will in turn save other people's lives, because a lot of men, yeah, they'll take themselves out, but some men, they feel like they got to take out others before they take themselves out. And in America, people's like, man, America has the most school shootings. Man, America has the most this. America has the most violent crimes. Like, because America is like one of the most politically correct countries. That's probably why. You got to sit around here and walk on eggshells. You can't be yourself. You can't say nothing. You got to say what they tell you to say and do what you tell you to. Eventually, if you aren't aligned with who you are, if you don't have an outlet, this is why these live Q&As need to happen. If you don't have an outlet that you can truly express yourself, well, guess what? You know what you do? You bottle it in, you hold it in, it eats you alive, and then it becomes mental illness. It becomes a disease. It's a disease that is very hard to cure. And it can trickle over into the real world. It can go from inner body to outer body experiences. So if I can't have a space where people can say what they want to say, and yes, it might be a little vulgar, and yes, they might talk bad about women, and yes, they might talk bad about this and that, and blah, blah, blah. They might say some racist things or whatever. Who cares, bro? Let these men vent. Let them get it off their chest. But I tell you what these men aren't doing. They aren't going in the real world and hurting people and harming people. They aren't going in the real world and taking out their frustrations on women and hurting them. They're still men. They still protect the ones that they love. They still protect their chicks. Some of them have rotations. Some of them are monogamous. But they still solid men. In the real world, they still stand up guys. I've met these guys in real life. Stand up guys. Stand up men. Couldn't it be some of the most coolest, down-to-earth, grounded men that you will ever meet in your life? Treat women with respect, all types of stuff. You understand what I'm trying to say? You understand where I'm coming from? So yeah, this video, I needed to react to this one, because this is what men go to. They go through. They don't have no safe space. Like I told you, my sympathy and empathy lies with other men. You can call it gay, you can call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? I know what I'm attracted to, goddammit. You feel me? I'm secure in my goddamn sexuality. I know what moves the needle for me. You know what I mean? I know if I'm looking at a goddamn dime piece, I know what moves the needle for me. But you gotta understand, the reason that I gotta make this place is because when I was going through what I was going through mentally, I went through 6 months of the darkest time ever in my life. The way it felt for me is I felt like I was walking in a dark tunnel. I didn't even know if there was an end. It was just pitch black. I didn't know if it was ever gonna end. You feel me? So through that 6 months of going through that, which every building I was looking at, I was thinking about jumping off of. I couldn't talk to nobody. I couldn't even talk to therapists. I couldn't talk to male therapists, female therapists. None of them knew what I was going through. You know, every one of them tried to put me on some kind of pill or something like, oh, you need to take a pill. You need to take a pill. I don't want a pill, bro. I don't want none of that. You feel me? Something is happening in my head that wasn't happening before. Now it's happening. I need to figure out how to get back normal without having to rely on no goddamn pill. I don't want the goddamn pills. So that's what it's all about, man. At the end of the day, man, that's what it's all about. And at the end of the day, if I got to be the one that, you know what I mean, is the bad guy, or is the one that people want to say, oh, you're a horrible person, oh, you a piece of shit, oh, you this. All right, well, I'll play that role then. It is what it is. I can handle it. You know what I mean? I've already been through my dark days. I came out on the other side. I did some things. I've switched up some things to be able to handle, you know, be able to have the mental capacity to handle things that others may not be able to handle. And it is what it is. But if I got to do that to help my brothers out, give them a safe space where they can talk their shit and they can get the stuff off their chest that they got to get off, and they can really be themselves, and then they can get that off their chest and they can go back into their real world and still be the cool, upstanding, solid, respectable gentleman that they are, then hey, I'll be the one to take all the goddamn heat. I'll be the one. You can shoot the arrows in my back. I'll play that role. I'm cool with it. It just is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm on my journey too. I'm still, every single day, I'm figuring myself out. I'm getting closer and closer to figuring out who I truly am. Every day. That's never going to end. That probably won't end till the day I die. But here's the thing with me, is I enjoy the process. I enjoy each and every day, whatever it brings. The ups, the downs, the this, the left, the right, the whatever the case is. I enjoy each and every single day. But I'm also not going to take, even though everybody gave me the same advice, take your BM back and just be smart about it and don't let her catch you. Like, nah, like, I gotta, like, nah, I'm not playing that route. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be upfront. I'm gonna be honest now. And as honest as I can be. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you guys and act like I ain't never lied before. Yes, I've lied. Yes, I've lied to women. Yes, I did that shit. Yes, I listened to my mom's advice and told some lies here and there. But at the end of the day, how can you fix the problem if you just keep masking it? If it even is a problem to begin with. You understand where I'm coming from? So going back to that video, what he should have said is, I noticed the people that get mad at me are the people that can't control me. If they feel like they can't control me, they get angry at me because they can't control me. That's what I've noticed. And then we could have seen what the therapist had to say and see if she was even skilled enough to be able to handle that answer. But you got to understand, each and every therapist has their own biases when they come into situations too. It's very few of them that are skilled enough to be able to take themselves out of a situation and be able to hear something at face value and be like, damn, he got a point. Damn, that's a point. That's actually a very solid point. People get angry at you because they can't control you. People get angry at you because they can't tell you what to do, and you listen to them and obey them and obey their command. We in positions right now as a man where we have to obey the commands of a woman. Have you ever asked yourself that? Why are we in that position? So for all you guys that want to be unapologetically yourself and have a safe place to do so, join the CLG community. I know. It's $48 a month. All right, hey, if you're really serious about it, you'll find it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? $33 a month if you pay for the yearly. You know what I mean? If you're really serious about leveling up and being the best version of yourself, you'll find it. And with that being said, man, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, share this with somebody who needs to hear this. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.